there, this is Kim O'Brien, the founder and CEO of Assess Best, your sales builder and compliance system for guaranteed insurance solutions. And this is the IMO training module to onboard advisors and a path to increase the sales for both you and your advisor. So get your gig on. What is the gig? The gig is the guaranteed insurance gap that Assess Best uncovers in your client's financial plan, either income, protection, or accumulation, so that you can provide a guaranteed insurance solution. Fundamental to the fiduciary rule is following impartial conduct standards. These will be required as of June 9, and that means primarily acting in your client's best interest. And those are three things that you must do. Understand your client's goals, objectives, risk tolerance, and time horizon. Receive only reasonable compensation, and do not make any false or misleading statements. Acting in the best interest of the client requires that the fiduciary provide advice that reflects care, skill, prudence, and loyalty that a prudent person would use. The advice must be based on the investment objectives, risk tolerance, financial circumstances, and needs of the client, and must be furnished without regard to the financial or other interest of the fiduciary. So onboarding an advisor is very simple. Step one is they will go to your website and purchase an Assess Best license. They will use a PayPal tag button that is identified specifically to you, so we may map that advisor as your designated marketing organization advisor. Then you will receive immediately an email that looks like this. It'll tell you that your advisor has purchased an Assess Best license and the critical contact information for that advisor that you will need to onboard them. Then you will go to the Assess Best website at assessbest.com and use the Assess Best login feature right at the top of the menu screen. You will log in using the credentials that were assigned to you initially, the login ID, and your own personalized and secure password that you identified after you received your credentials from Assess Best. The first step you will take is go over to the menu and select New Advisor, and you will complete the demographic information of that advisor, the critical information we will need and the advisor will need to establish their full profile in the Assess Best system. And below, you will see at the bottom of your screen that the active status is defaulted automatically to active. You will be able to deactivate an advisor at any time, and we'll tell you about that in another training program. Once you have identified the demographic information of the advisor, you will also identify the carriers with whom you and the advisor work together under your IMO hierarchy. We have 22 carriers listed in the system. You can add additional carriers by contacting assessbest.com, but you will identify those 6, 7, however many carriers that you work with and is in your hierarchy for that advisor. Your agent will immediately receive an email that looks like this. There will be a URL up in the upper right-hand corner that they will link to establish their complete profile in the system. They will use their username and their temporary password and be asked immediately to change their password to their own private and secure password. And that's as simple as it gets. So get your gig on, get your advisors on board, and using the Assess Best software system.